Good morning, students. We have already completed some of the physical properties like appearance or luster, hardness, softness, and roughness, smoothness. Our next topic is solubility. An important property of water is its ability to dissolve many substances in it. Most of the solids, liquids, and gases dissolve in water. Water dissolves a large number of materials, but it cannot dissolve all the materials. वाटर का एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टी ये है कि वो बहुत सारे सब्सटेंसेस को डिज़ोल्व कर सकता है, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वाटर सारे सब्सटेंसेस को डिज़ोल्व कर सकता है. All the materials can be classified into two groups on the basis of their solubility: soluble substances and insoluble substances. Substances which dissolve in water are said to be soluble substances. जो substance पानी में dissolve हो सकता है उसे soluble substances कहा जाता है. Some examples are salt, potassium permanganate, sugar, copper sulfate, glucose, etc. On the other hand, substances which do not dissolve in water are said to be insoluble substances. जो substances water में dissolve नहीं हो सकता है उसे insoluble substances कहा जाता है. Some examples are sand, sawdust, chalk powder, etc. Today, I am going to show you some experiments about solubility of substances. These experiments are very easy and simple, and that is why you can do it by yourself at home. Our first experiment is about soluble and insoluble substances. At first, we should take 4 tumblers. Fill half of them with water and name them A, B, C and D respectively. सबसे पहले 4 टम्बलर लेंगे, फिर उसे हाफ पानी से भर देंगे और टम्बलर्स का नाम होगा A, B, C and D. There are 4 different types of substances. That is salt, wax which is red in color, thermocol balls and orange flavored glucose. Okay? First we add some salt in tumbler A. Tumbler A में कुछ salt डाल देंगे. Then some wax in tumbler B. Tumbler B में wax डालेंगे. Some thermocol balls in tumbler C. And the last one, एकदम last tumbler D में glucon D डालेंगे. Now stir them very well. What do you notice? There are no particles of salt and glucose visible inside tumbler A and D. आप लोग देख सकते हैं कि टम्बलर A और D में salt और glucon D dissolve हो चुका है. Whereas in tumbler B and C, wax and thermocol balls are floating on the surface of water. Then what is the conclusion of this experiment? You cannot see the particles of salt and glucose inside the tumbler. The substances get completely dissolved in water. Therefore, salt and glucose are soluble substances. Whereas wax and thermocol balls do not get dissolved in water. Therefore, they are insoluble substances. वैक्स और थर्मोकॉल बॉल्स वाटर में डिज़ोल्व नहीं हुआ है. सॉल्ट और ग्लूकोज सॉल्युबल सब्सटेंसेस है, whereas wax and thermocol balls insoluble substances है. Now, solubility of liquids in water. On the basis of solubility of liquids in water, we can divide liquids into 2 groups: miscible and immiscible liquids. First one is miscible liquids. The liquid which get mixed with water completely is called miscible liquid. जो लिक्विड वाटर के साथ completely mixed हो जाता है उसे miscible liquid कहा जाता है. Like ink, orange juice, milk, उजाला, honey, vinegar, etc. All are miscible liquids. Next one is immiscible liquid. The liquids which don't get mixed with water completely and form a separate layer on keeping for some time are called immiscible liquids. जो लिक्विड वाटर के साथ completely mixed नहीं होता है और कुछ देर छोड़ देने के बाद दो अलग लेयर हो जाता है उसे immiscible liquid कहा जाता है. Like olive oil, kerosene, mustard oil, etc. Our second experiment is about miscible and immiscible liquids. For this experiment, we need two tumblers A and B and mustard oil and ujala. Tumblers are already half filled with water. दोनों टम्बलर में वाटर डाला हुआ है. Add mustard oil in tumbler A and ujala in tumbler B. टम्बलर A में मस्टर्ड ऑयल और टम्बलर B में उजाला डालना है. Instead of mustard oil, you can take coconut oil, vegetable oil, etc. And instead of ujala, you can take any ink, milk, etc. Now stir them well. आप लोगों ने नोटिस किए हैं कि उजाला पानी के साथ completely mixed हो गया है. Therefore, ujala is a miscible liquid, whereas mustard oil makes separate layer. Therefore, mustard oil is an immiscible liquid. Our next topic is solubility of gases in water. Some gases dissolve in water, whereas other gases do not. कुछ सॉलिड्स और लिक्विड्स के जैसा कुछ गैसेस भी वाटर में डिसॉल्व हो सकता है और कुछ गैसेस सॉल्युबल नहीं होता है. ऑक्सीजन गैस इज सॉल्युबल इन वाटर. एक्वेटिक प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स use the oxygen dissolved in water for respiration. Aquatic plants और animals respiration के लिए water में dissolved oxygen को use करता है. Carbon dioxide gas is also soluble in water, which helps the aquatic plants in photosynthesis. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस भी वाटर में डिसॉल्व रहता है जो कि एक्वेटिक प्लांट को फोटोसिंथेसिस करने में हेल्प करता है. Nitrogen and methane gas are examples of insoluble gases. I hope you all have understood about all the topics as well as experiments.